With the start of Act 2 and a new patch officially here, there have been a ton of changes that have had a huge impact on the meta and the state of Valorant. So, in this video, I'm going to be giving you a list of the best agents to solo carry with to help you navigate the chaos of the new meta. But before we get into it, do you struggle to win aim duels? Do you find that no matter how much you play, you always seem to be stuck around the same rank? Well, fear not, because SkillCapped's got you covered. With some of the best guides on every agent in the game, created by Immortal and Radiant level players, it's the best place to go if you're looking to improve at the game quickly. The entire website also offers a rank up guarantee if you're actively using the service, because it really does work, and if it doesn't work for you, then you shouldn't have to pay. So, what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to check out the website and start climbing up the ranks today. Now, let's get back into the video. To kick off our list, we have the new and improved Yoru. Yoru's rework was massive for the agent, fixing a lot of the previous issues he had. His clone is very strong since it can be hard sometimes to tell the difference between which Yoru is fake and which one's real. And it doesn't help when players have already started to play mind games by pretending to be the clone and walking in front of it. This wouldn't be an issue if you weren't punished for shooting the wrong Yoru, but the fact that it flashes in a cone toward whoever destroys it is huge. It means that there is a very real risk to choosing incorrectly and can and will get you and your teammates killed if you're not careful. Riot found a way to make this previously hard to use and unimpactful ability into something that is genuinely scary to play against. On top of the changes to his fake out, Yoru also received buffs to his ultimate as well. His vision is now no longer impaired while in his ult, enemies can no longer see him when he gets too close, and he can also use his other abilities like his flash while ulting as well. All of these changes make Yoru a very powerful agent right now, and it's going to be easy to take advantage of the chaotic environment of solo queue while playing him. The next agent on this list is KO, and this is one that I'm personally spamming right now in my ranked games. KO was one of the biggest winners of the latest patch, and when you hear that, you might be a little confused since he didn't receive any buffs. Well, with Astra now nerfed and Brimstone and Omen being the premier controllers, KO's suppression is suddenly much stronger. Previously, if you suppressed an enemy on A site, Astra could still smoke and use her gravity well to stall your push from the other side of the map. Now, with Astra being less common, suppressing an enemy on A site leaves them very vulnerable, and you can now easily run that player over with your team. On top of that, KO has two flashes that he can use to set up kills for himself, and a molly that's great for clearing corners and stalling pushes. In the meta like the one we're in, where defaulting is less important and teams are trying to execute onto sites more often, KO is a very strong pick and a great agent to carry with in solo queue. One big thing KO players generally struggle with is using their flashes too selfishly though, and that might be why you don't see a ton of KO in your ranked games. His flashes are incredibly strong, basically allowing you to just chuck them in the air behind your entries to get value out of them. These flashes will hit pretty much everything on the site, and make it so difficult for the enemies to dodge them since they're so high up. This is one of the agents that I've heard Counter-Strike players love so much, because his flashes are so similar to CS. Also, keep in mind all the interesting geometry around the map you can always bounce your flashes off of. Places like this are perfect for giving yourself an amazing flash to capitalize off of, and all it takes is just a little attention to detail to find these things. KO is incredibly strong right now if you know how to use him, and my guess is that he's only going to get stronger as time goes on. Definitely recommend picking up this robot if you're looking for some free wins. Moving on, the next agent to talk about is Omen. This patch came with a huge overhaul to all the controllers, and Omen was one of the ones that came out on top. With big nerfs to Astra and Viper combined with buffs to both Brimstone and Omen, the entire controller meta has been flipped on its head. Brimstone is arguably in a better spot than Omen right now, but he requires more team coordination, which is why Omen is on this list instead of Brim. Omen's kit has so many tools for making plays in solo queue that make him an ideal pick for solo carrying. Omen can play around his smokes and also has arguably the best blind in the game that covers a very wide area and can even affect enemies through walls. He can also combine his flash with his TPs to get behind enemies to make really nice plays. Not to mention the speed of his shadow step was also increased this last patch, making them faster than they've ever been. When it comes to the controller slot, Brimstone is a great agent right now, but in solo queue, it's hard to compete with what Omen brings to the table. One of the underrated things about Omen as well is that he basically has unlimited smokes in the round. With his smokes constantly refreshing, you can easily throw out a lurk smoke at the start of the round just to get that timer ticking on your next one. Over the course of a round, Omen can sometimes throw out 4, even 5 smokes, and this isn't really matched by many other controllers. Similar to a Sky Flash, in those dire situations where you wish you had more utility, you can always bank on your smokes coming back in right when you need them. We really didn't think these Omen changes would hit him that hard, but trust us when we say Omen feels a lot better in this new act, and we highly recommend picking him up if you're looking for your new primary controller pick. Next up on the list of the best agents to solo carry this patch, we have Chamber. Not much has changed between this patch and last patch when it comes to the Sentinels, but thanks to KO being more prevalent, you need to play one that isn't as susceptible to his suppression. Chamber's kit is perfect for a meta like this one, because he doesn't have a max range on his trips. This allows him to play further away from his trademarks than an agent like Killjoy to be able to avoid getting suppressed by KO. Chamber's kit also has a lot of playmaking tools similar to a duelist like his Rendezvous and Tour de Force. Chamber's teleport gives him a get out of jail similar to Jett's dash, which makes him make really aggressive plays relatively safely. His ultimate giving him a free operator is also great because it means that he's never really on a full save as long as he's playing well. This is a great tool to have when you're looking to solo carry games because the more rounds you can have a gun in your hands means the more rounds where you have a chance to impact the round. Not to mention with Chamber, pretty much all pro teams are running him right now. It's crazy to think this agent was only released a few months ago, but he's absolutely impacted the meta greatly since he's been added to the game, and it's for good reason. He's incredibly strong. He rides a really awesome middle line between a fragger and a support agent, and because of this, it allows him to pretty much single-handedly carry games a way that no other agent really can. With all this mentioned, Chamber earns himself a well-deserved spot on this list. To round off this list, we of course have to talk about Jett. There have been a ton of changes this patch, but one agent that was left untouched is Jett. Because of this, even with Yoru's big buffs, she's still arguably the best duelist in the game and still one of the best duelists to pick in solo queue. She's so good with the operator, and it's really easy to take advantage of the chaos and lack of coordination in solo queue lobbies. Her dash giving her a get out of jail free card means that she can play super aggressively to get picks for her team, and her kit also has smokes in it, so she isn't as reliant on teamwork to make plays. Finally, her Blade Storm also gives her a free gun, which really helps her keep her economy healthy, so there aren't as many rounds where she's on a bad buy. This combination of being hyper-mobile, having smokes, and a powerful ultimate like Blade Storm makes her a great pick when you're trying to solo carry. Jett's a really weird agent where she can't quite be nerfed without overhauling her entire kit. Her dash is just so incredibly strong for getting kills and getting away, and because of that, she will pretty much always be one of the best operator agents in the game. Even after Chamber was added, an agent who can compete with her for that operator slot, teams are just choosing to run both of these agents because they are both so incredibly strong. Jett hasn't lost her place in the meta yet, and thus we highly recommend if for some reason you've waited this long to pick her up, you give her a shot. Now, this video might be over, but that doesn't mean your climb is. Remember, if you're looking to improve at Valorant this act, make sure to check out SkillCapped.com. There are so many guides on there that you don't want to miss, so click the link in the description and we'll see you over there. And that concludes this list of the best solo carry agents this patch. If you have any other agents you think should have been on this list, make sure you let us know in the comments. Also, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, don't forget to leave a like. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.